Hey, welcome to YouTube and welcome back to a new video with Rams fan YT. In today's video, well, we're doing a trivia. We're back to doing a bit of trivia. We used to love doing this on the channel and we sort of faded away over the years as life got in the way, whatever, and we changed a bit. But we're back to it as this season marks a decade since Leicester City won their first and only top flight title. They caused shockwaves across the whole world as they went from being a team on the verge of relegation the previous season to claiming the Premier League title. It was a real shock, 5,000 to 1 or 50,000 to 1 or something odds on the bookies. Well, that was all a decade ago. So a lot of people, well, a lot of players and stuff have either retired or towards the end of their career. So it's worth seeing what everybody is doing. I'm only doing the people who have made appearance, which was a start this season, like who've actually won the medal, because there's several people who are in the squad who didn't actually play, so obviously they weren't winners. So we're going to start with Daniel Amity. We're going to go through lowest appearance ranked to the highest appearance ranked, and the Ghanaian starts us off with the player who has the least appearances of the Leicester side but still gained a medal. He actually made over 100 appearances for Foxes until moving in 2023, but only 5 of those came in his first season with the club. 23-24 saw him playing at Besiktas, but since September 2024, he is a free agent still looking for the club. To be fair, I will say all these stats and whatever, I did the research prior to Christmas and haven't updated it, so he may have signed, but last time I checked. Gökhan Inler. Inler's only season in the Premier League was a title-winning one with Leicester, with which he made 5 appearances before moving to Besiktas in August of 2016. He only lasted a season before moving across Istanbul to Istanbul Besiktas, where he played for 3 years. The Swiss then played 3 years with Adana Demirspor, and in 2023-24 he resigned with Besiktas, but he re-signed with Besiktas, but never made an appearance, retiring shortly after. And since June 2024, he has been the technical director of Udinese, the club who he made over 150 appearances with as a player. Richie Delat. Delat had been with the Foxes, and his 12 appearances in the title-winning squad had shown he was out of favour. After 4 seasons with the club, he was loaned out in January 2016 to Middlesbrough. He was signed by Villa on a permanent deal in the summer 2016, which proved disastrous, only making 13 appearances in all competitions with the Villains over 3 seasons. 2 of those seasons, he was loaned out to Royal Antwerp and Melbourne City, and it was with his home club Antwerp he ended his playing career, spending 5 years back in Belgium, making 150 league appearances in the Pro League, before hanging up his boots in 2023-24, with him helping Antwerp to win the domestic double in 2022-23, the first league title for the club in 66 years. He has since become the academy coach at Royal Antwerp, so clearly a player who loves causing a bit of an upset with teams. Damari Gray. Gray was quite young when he joined Leicester from Birmingham City at only 19, and he was viewed as one for the future, but did make 12 appearances in the 2015-16 season, albeit only with 1 start. He left Leicester in January 2021 due to not being offered a new contract and went to Bayer Leverkusen. He only lasted half a season in Germany before returning to the Premier League with Everton. In 2023, he went to Saudi Arabia with Al Ettifaq on a long-term deal. And this summer, he reunited with his boyhood club, Birmingham City, and has been a regular for the Blues this season. Nathan Dyer. Dyer was a loanee with Leicester, making 12 appearances off the bench. He was on a loan from Swansea City, where he remained with the club, actually, until 2019-20. He officially retired in 2021, and according to his LinkedIn, he is a mentor come football agent now. Jeffrey Schlupp. We started the video with a Ghana international, and here's another one. The pacey wing-back came through the Foxes Academy and is our first semi-regular. making 24 appearances of a title-winning campaign. With 10 of them coming off the bench, he was more of a bit part player. After seeing his game time decrease further in the January window of 2017, he moved to Crystal Palace, where he spent 8 years apart from a loan to Celtic in 2025. Over the summer, he joined Norwich City, and he's been fairly regular this season for the Canaries. Andy King. King was partly the inspiration for me for this video. As I record, he played a bit for Derby, but was much well known for his time with Leicester. He made 379 appearances for Leicester in over a decade of association with the club, and the only player to be both in their League One team and winning the Premier League title. Unfortunately, his latter career was hampered with injuries, and a move to Leuven after being released by Leicester in January 2021 showed his lack of match fitness, almost half a season without a club. He could only make one appearance in Belgium, and he had a brief resurgence when he went to Bristol City in the summer of 2021, where he made 55 championship appearances with the Robins. And in 2022, he became a player coach and retired at the end of a 2023-24 season. He then moved into being an under-18 coach with Leicester City, and the club legend is now the bridge between the academy and the first team, a bit like Jake Buxton was with Derby. Leonardo Ulloa. Ulloa made 29 Premier League appearances, scoring 6 goals in that title-winning season, but he was a hit-or-miss striker, resulting in a move to Mexico with Pachuca in 2018-19. His last 2 seasons of football came in Spain's second tier with Rayo Vallecano. Post-retirement came an unexpected switch as he settled down in Madrid working with Sweet Monkey, which is a desserts company specializing in ice creams and sweet pastries. What a career shift. This is why we love making this sort of video, the most unexpected things. Danny Simpson. The right back spent 5 seasons at the King Power Stadium, including the Premier League winning season. In 2019-20, he dropped down to the Championship with Huddersfield Town, only lasting a season before switching to divisional rivals Bristol City. In March 2022, his contract was cancelled and he became a pundit, but had the intention to return to football. He studied his coaching at Badgers before signing a player contract with Macclesfield, who were competing in the 7th tier of English football at the time. In July 2024, he officially retired from football, and from working with his feet, he was challenged to a battle with his hands as Danny Aarons, the famous YouTuber, challenged him to a boxing fight, which ended in a draw. And he has recently opened up a Mediterranean bar called SDK, alongside being a mentor to kids interested in football. What an interesting career switch Danny Simpson has made, eh? Christian Fuchs. Fuchs was a regular for Leicester for 3 seasons, including the title-winning squad, when the Austrian fell out of favour, and although he was on the books of Leicester for a while, he's restricted to 23 Premier League appearances over the next 3 seasons. In the summer of 2021, he went stateside with Charlotte and retired with the club in 2023. He did stay on at the club as their assistant manager until November 2025, when he became the Newport County manager, and he still is to this day, although it is looking precarious with them involved in a relegation scrap. Robert Hoof. Hoof became the only 7th player to win the Premier League title with 2 different sides when he earned the Premier League with Leicester. He was considered a vastly experienced centre-back with the side, but 2017-18 saw him sidelined with various ankle and foot injuries, and he ultimately left at the end of the season. He retired in January 2019, having failed to get fit again, and he became Leicester's loans manager in 2022. He is now a frequent commentator on BBC World Service and an ambassador for Arch.Law Sports, which is a sportsing agency. Jamie Vardy. The star boy plucked from non-league side Fleetwood Town, who was phenomenal in 2015-16, coming second in the Golden Boot race behind Harry Kane, won the Premier League Player of the Season and the FWA Player of the Year. Credit to Vardy, he didn't desert Leicester, even when they were relegated to Championship in 2022-23, and managed to score 18 goals to help the Foxes instantly return to the top flight. In 500 games for Leicester, he scored 200 goals, and after 13 seasons with the club, he moved on this summer to Italian underdogs Cremonese, where he's currently scored 4 goals in 12 appearances. That may have changed, by the way, sitting 11th in Serie A. And he has won the first Serie A Player of the Month for an Englishman. Certainly somebody we all sort of love as English football, you know, the rogue, the non-league turn good. Shinji Okazaki. In comparison, you would have to say Okazaki was more of a failure, not reaching double figures once in 4 seasons with the Foxes in terms of goal output. He signed with Malaga in 2019, but due to going over the wage demands of the league, his contract was cancelled, and he signed for fellow Spanish side Huesca. After 2 seasons, he moved to Cartagena, and his last 2 seasons of football were played in Belgium, with Sint-Truiden retiring in February 2024. He is now manager and co-founder of Basara Mainz, and when it started, they were in tier 11, but when he became manager, they were in tier 6. So it's certainly a obscure team down in the lower reaches of German non-league football, eh? N'Golo Kante, one of the greatest defensive midfielders of all time, who was brought by Chelsea after only 1 season with Leicester. He spent 7 seasons in London before in 2023 moved to Saudi Arabia with Al Ittihad, and he still plays for the French national team as well as games in Saudi. Riyad Mahrez, one of the best African players of all time, the Algerian was a tricky winger for 5 seasons with Leicester before moving north to Manchester City, where he won 4 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, 2 FA Cups and 3 EFL Cups before moving to Saudi Arabia in 2023, where he has been with Al Ahly since. Kasper Schmeichel. Schmeichel made almost half a millennium of appearances for the Foxes, and in 2022-2023, the Dane signed for the French side Nice, but after only a single season had his contract terminated and joined Belgium side Anderlecht. In 2024-25, he signed for Celtic, where he won the League and League Cup double. Despite being almost 40, he is still regularly donning on the gloves for the Glaswegian-based side. Wes Morgan. The Jamaican loved the East Midlands so much, he only played on a permanent contract with 2 clubs of Nottingham Forest and Leicester City, with only a loan spell with Kidderminster Harriers in 2002-03 being his only voyage out of the East Midlands. In the best part of a decade for the Foxes, he made over 300 appearances before retiring at the end of 2020-21. Morgan is on the Premier League Participants Advisory Board and Player to Executive Scheme Programme. Mark Albrighton. I believe Albrighton is the most underrated player in this Leicester winning squad, as the ever-present should arguably have won the Player of the Season, but didn't due to the goal-scoring prowess of Vardy and Mahrez's technical ability. But Mr. Dependable was Albrighton. Albrighton retired in August 2024 and is now a coach in the Aston Villa Academy setup. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed that, please do subscribe. That would be hugely helpful. Let me know if you like this sort of content in the future as well. I do like researching this sort of thing. In terms of, we've got the prediction video back on Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to Wycombe versus Marsk United, and I'm doing a bit of a radio commentary on Nova Radio for it. So yeah, maybe hopefully get some shorts on that as well. But I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.